we come to this place for magic. We listen to the Brown Boy Wonders podcast to laugh, to cry, to care. Because we need that. All of us. That indescribable feeling we get when we click the play button and we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn together. Having dazzling guests on this great audio platform. Sound that I can feel. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Our heroes feel like the best parts of us, and stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here they are. Brown Boy Wonders podcast. We make podcasting better.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonders podcast. I'm sorry, the spooky edition of the Brown Boy Wonders podcast. In this month, of course, you should be listening by now. We've been doing a rewatchable of all the Saw movies in this month of October of spookiness. Right now, he's been there with me since Saw 1. Here's Skyler, man. Skyler, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing better with this one than I was with the last one.
Okay, that sounds good, man. Because the last one was much. It was pretty much of like a lot of nothing.
Yeah, Saw 5, I had some rough things to say, but Saw 6 might be a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different. I forgot to ask you. Do you still want to play this game?
We are officially over the halfway point, so we might as well keep playing and finish.
All right, let's keep playing. I do have a question for you. Just one question.
Yeah.
What year did the first jigsaw puzzle invented?
Oh, like an actual jigsaw puzzle?
Yeah.
Ooh. I want to say see, it's one of those things where my brain wants to say like the 1800s, like 1850 or something like that, but maybe it's earlier, maybe it's like 1780. I don't know. Old, long time ago.
Okay. I mean, you're kind of close. It is older than the United States.
Oh, okay. So like 17, I don't know how old.
1767.
1767. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Makes
Yeah, it
sense.
was a long time ago, but right now we're going to talk about Saw 6. It came out in 2009.
A movie
Uh,
that has nothing to do with actual jigsaw puzzles.
no, sir. No, sir. Not at all. But it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
Um, we got some new cast members here. We got
it's my
uh,
favorite part of the show.
it is it? Because people are not or nobody has mentioned about it, so I don't know if it's good or bad. But I'm glad you're enjoying
Yeah, listening to you try to say people's names, it's great.
it. Yeah. Uh, here's we got our first new cast member is Devin Bostick as Brett Abbott.
Yeah, no notes. Well, one note, Roderick rules.
Roger Rules, yes. I'd never seen Diary of the Wimpy Kid, to
No,
be honest.
I've never seen or read any of the Diary of the Wimpy Kids, but this kid is a meme, and I know that.
Yeah.
Hey, if Christopher Nolan likes him, he's good with me, I guess.
It's good with me too. And another cast member is William Easton as Peter Outerbridge, who is the main character of this film. Um,
Yeah.
and we also got Darius McCrae as Dave. Also, aka Eddie from Family Matters.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I didn't realize he was in this until recently.
Yeah, I always thought he was like old when he was in Family Matters, but I think I looked it up. He is like 47 right now, so he's still a young guy.
47, and this was like 14
2009.
years ago.
Yeah, he was like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. So he started Family Matters when he was like 14, 15-ish,
Yeah, he must
at
have, I
least.
guess.
Yeah, well, he looked like an adult from there. Right now, he's in this Saw franchise.
Yeah, I mean, sure. That's cool. I like Family
Yeah,
Matters.
yeah. So we got the girl from Seven Heaven.
Uh-huh.
We got the guy from Gilmore Girls, and now we got Eddie from Family Matters. So we got three TV um stars in this franchise.
There's oh, well, not to mention all the people from Lost in
Oh
Saw
yes,
1.
so yeah, a lot of lost people there.
And
Uh,
there's one TV guy that I know that's in the next movie, but we'll talk about that next time.
okay, we'll talk about that next time. Well, the budget. What do you think what the budget was for this film?
I think at this point in the series, everything's going to be roughly about the same, all around 10 million.
10 million. Okay, I see your point of view there. It is 11 million.
Okay.
The last budget was 10 million for Saw 5.
Yeah.
What do you think about the budget? Not budget. What do you think about the box office for Saw 6?
Well, it was dipping, and although I think this movie is a lot better than Saw 5,
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, I just the way it works is everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Saw 5 wasn't very good, so we're not gonna go see the new Saw this year." So I think it's gonna dip even further.
You
But
uh,
I don't think it'll be worse than 100 million. I don't think it'll go into the 90s yet.
well, the Saw 5 was the box office for that was 118 million. So I dipped a
Yeah,
little bit from Saw 4.
yeah,
So you're saying it won't dip below 100?
yeah. It'll dip, but it won't go that far.
Damn, son, you are incorrect. The box office was 69 million.
Holy shit!
It's a big dip.
That's massive. People put their foot down on this one.
They did. They literally did. But I think for the Saw 5, they maybe was like, this is kind of dumb now, so they're not gonna watch the rest.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Huge, yeah. Budget 11, box office 69. Not good at all.
No.
Which
That
is sad.
I mean, they're still raking in a little bit of dough. Like I said, the rule that you kind of go with budgeting is if it says it's 11 million, then you kind of double that for marketing. So it's probably
Yeah.
somewhere around 22 million that they spent.
Hmm.
Um, and then that's still the studio still pulled in like a spare $40 million, but that really, if you think about it, if that just pays for the next Saw movie, then what does the studio get after that? Well, they just no one's getting a bonus off of that. No, you're not making a whole nother. And you could make Saw 7, which they did,
They
but
did.
it's not like you're making a big budget thing with $30 million or whatever.
No,
Um,
it's
yeah,
a big drop.
well, you know what? I guess this big drop is why the next movie, they decided, like, screw it. Saw the final chapter, Saw
Like it's
7.
over.
Yeah. They were like, "We're ending it here because if we keep going, we're going to eventually lose money."
Damn.
I
Yeah,
you know, sure. Writing's on the wall, I get it.
they know what's gonna happen soon, so it's it's inevitable, I guess. But we'll see. We do have other movies besides Saw 7.
Yeah, that's they gave it some breathing room, some time, and then they came back.
They did. But let's talk about Saw 6. What was your initial thoughts of Saw 6?
I like this one. I
Mhm.
always in my head, I've always been like, "Oh, this is one of the good ones." It kind of comes out of nowhere if you're like, "Oh yeah, Saw 1's good, Saw 2's pretty all right, Saw 3's okay, and the rest except Saw 6. Saw 6 a cool one." Like that seems so weird, but
Yeah.
that is genuinely how I feel, and I think a lot of that just comes down to um the character that we follow through um his test
Yeah.
throughout the movie. I think um I don't know, I think it's cool. I think this movie has a cool kind of like side story with that guy, and it's got a cool twist at the end kind of, and then your Hoffman stuff in this movie, whatever he's up to, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one gets a good grade from me.
Yeah, I really like this one too. We there's a lot of like up and downs in the French Saw franchise, as you mentioned. But yeah, this one is like a little up for me than Saw 5.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like Saw 3, but you replace Jeff with
Oh,
the main
yeah.
guy.
You replace Jeff with someone who can actually get stuff done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Jeff was just
yeah, Jeff wishes he was this guy.
yeah, Jeff
Um,
was just is just screaming and like in agony. But
without any context to the story, just tell me what your favorite part was. Just what's
uh
your favorite part?
my favorite part.
Is it when John goes piranha?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was a good part too. Um, but yeah, that was I forgot about that part.
I will never forget about that part.
But yeah, so for this movie, it shows how like unethical health insurance companies can be.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
And you know, in movies like this, you tend to think like, oh, they're kind of playing up the evil for like the movie. Like it's not like this in real life. Now listen, I
uh,
100%. This is real life.
yeah,
These people are. I hate health insurance. I hate going to the doctor. I hate doctors. I hate you, Abrar. No, just kidding. You're all right.
yeah. All
But
right.
like, you get an ear infection and they're like, "Oh, $4,000 and your insurance won't cover it." Like, what am I paying for? That's these people. They deserve to go in traps. I'm loving seeing it.
Yeah, you want to see these guys like go through it. Um, but yeah, I kind of messed up in the beginning. The actor's name is Peter Outerbridge, but the character's name is William Easton. So I apologize for that.
Oh, no. You could have said nothing and no one would have corrected you.
Hey, I gotta stick with the facts.
That's
But
true.
yeah, so Saw 6, it started out with Hoffman getting out that box from Saw 4, and they make the room normal, and you see Agent Hatman from Gilmore Girls. You just see his like squished body.
Yeah, he falls to the ground like a pancake, a bony, gooey pancake. Um,
Uh,
uh, do you want to just talk through Hoffman's whole story like right off the bat, and then we'll do the test?
uh, you know what? Let's actually do that.
I think that
Because
works.
he has his own thing besides the traps.
Yeah. So, uh, essentially, Hoffman starts this movie feeling pretty good about himself, thinking like, "All right, now we killed Agent Strom. Now
Yeah.
everything's going my way. I framed him for being the new Jigsaw killer. I'm getting away scot free. I
Hmm.
just gotta do this one last test, and then I'm done with this. Cool." And then he goes to uh, I believe it's the next crime scene for the first like opening trap of the movie, which we'll talk
Yes.
about. He goes there and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm Hoffman. I'm not evil." But then who's there? It's Agent Perez. She's not dead, even though she
She's
has scars on her face from getting shot in the face.
she is back and ready to point the fingers on Hoffman.
Yeah, she's basically immediately like, "Oh yeah, I was told that there's a bunch of evidence that says my partner was the Jigsaw killer, and let me tell you right now, that's not right."
No.
And she almost immediately starts like unraveling everything that he's set up, which leads to the ending where he essentially gets found out. Um,
Yeah, he got found out. Well, because I believe they're investigating through the sound, like they can figure out who's the real guy behind the modifications of Jigsaw's voice.
yeah,
And you had the guy from Rush Hour, Mark, whatever, and you had Perez, and you had the DJ mixer sound lady.
yeah,
I forgot her name, but yeah, they're trying to figure out. You see Hoffman like strom like he's just looking around. He's like, I don't know what to do. Figure they're gonna find out eventually, and then as soon as they found out, what did Hoffman do, man?
he like Jason Voorhees murdered all of them.
Yeah,
He went
literally stabbed.
full like John could not have done this.
No,
John would have had to like plan ahead 6 months, and then he would have like raised his hands and been like, "You got me, detectives," but then a rusty mechanic contraption would have opened up and like released swarms of wasps into their eyes or something. Uh, no, Hoffman just like takes a I don't remember what he takes. He takes like a pen and he just starts stabbing everyone like right in the throat and the eyes and murdering everybody. And then he immediately gets a can of gasoline and just starts dousing the whole lab and sets it on fire and walks out like, I'm done.
yeah, he literally killed 3 FBI agents within like a few seconds.
Yeah, so how quickly we've described it, it really seems like, oh, Perez came back and then died. She did nothing. But her story, she undid what uh all the setup that Hoffman did to Strom in the last movie.
Yeah,
And then because of her coming back, she like outed Hoffman as the bad guy, and now everybody knows, all the police knows that, it's Hoffman that they need to catch. But, yeah, she dies. She dies hard. He kills the crap out of her. He
yeah,
kills, her and the Rush Hour guy and just some poor lady that happened to be in the room at the time.
yeah, the DJ. Uh, but during that time, Jill, we found out in the last movie, she received a box with her ex-husband, Jigsaw,
Yeah. Yep.
and she looked into the box and she found out all the people that were involved with the traps, I think. Is that
Yeah. Did she? I remember.
she had the folders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of in on what Hoffman's doing a little bit. She at least knows about it, and she's definitely not doing anything to stop it. Like, he's doing all the legwork, but, like, she's aware of it because of stuff that John left her. But the most important thing that he left her, um, it was Hoffman's test. This
Yeah.
like, ever since Saw 4, Hoffman has been threatened about being tested. Like, John post-mortem was like, "You think you can walk away untested? Well, you can't, because I'm gonna send my wife to get you." And then that's exactly what happens here, um, when after
Well,
he kills all
mhm.
the FBI agents and, tries to get away, I believe overseeing the test that we're gonna talk about, she busts in and, like, tases him. I don't I
Yeah,
she presses a button. I guess it's rigged up to the chair he's sitting in? I don't even know.
I think so.
She tases him somehow. And then, once he's, like, kinda out of it, straps him to the chair,
Well,
And
before
yeah.
we get into that, I think we should start the traps now because that's towards the
Oh,
ending.
you want to save the ending of Hoffman for the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
since he's the last. It's like the last
It does
person you
it
see.
does lead right into Saw 7.
It does. It does. But yeah, let's go into our first trap. The beginning of the movie. It is called the Pound of Flesh.
Mm.
What do you thought about this trap?
This one's alright. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's straightforward. It's gruesome.
you just gotta
Uh,
you just gotta put your body parts into this weight machine, and whoever
yeah.
has the most weight, they'll survive. And
Yeah.
how did they die again?
Two people have these little, like, kinda helmets screwed onto them, and
Yeah,
if they don't whoever loses the little helmet thing will, like, drill into their head. It's actually
y-
I referenced this in the first episode we talked about Saw. Remember the guy that Tap and Sing find
mhm.
in Jigsaw's
Yes,
workshop, the
the drill trap.
drill's coming into his neck. Well, here it's
Yeah,
in their heads. So it's
yeah.
kinda similar. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
You see Simone, the lady, and then the guy, what's his name? The other guy,
Eddie.
uh, Eddie, yes. Not Eddie from Family Matters, but there's another guy
No,
named Eddie.
and not Eddie's
Uh,
$1,000,000 Cook-Off.
no, who's the guy? Who's the actor? Orlando Brown?
Well, he was in that movie, but he does not play Eddie in Eddie's $1,000,000 Cook-Off. He does
Right,
play
right.
a character named Eddie in That's So Raven. This is not what we're supposed to be talking about.
There's a lot of Eddies.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Simone, you got Eddie. They're like, "Yo, we're in this because what we did. I can't believe we did this." I forgot what they did. The
That's
bad thing
good
they
Saw
did.
dialogue.
Yeah, that's what
Th
it is.
they were lenders that would,
Oh
like,
yeah,
give m money to people, and they knew that the people had no chance of paying it back, so they took their houses and stuff.
right.
This movie does a
Uh,
really good job of killing people that I don't mind seeing be killed.
yeah, it's getting to that point. I mean, before, they're just getting in there just because they're like bad people.
Yeah.
But for this one, is like they're
It
bad.
it's kinda like, systemic corruption.
Yes, yeah,
Like, like actual, like, dirty, like, backroom business deals and bad business etiquette and stuff like that, whereas, Saw 5 was like, "Oh, these guys burned down a building and killed some people." It's like, "Yeah, that's pretty straightforward."
yeah,
You're not really saying anything with those people. It's just like, "Oh, they're in this because they did a bad thing." Yeah, I get it. These people are in this because, like, they're bad people, like, full stop.
yeah. I mean, like if you compare to like Saw 4, like those people,
Ugh, those are the
they were
nasty ones.
they're nasty. But this one is more like blue collar
Yeah,
bad
like,
crimes.
everyday people that just happen to do everyday things that ruin other people's lives forever.
Exactly. Um, well, you see Simone, or you see Eddie. He's just ripping his stomach
Mm,
out and trying to put all of his guts into this weight machine.
that's the
Uh,
real $1,000,000 cook-off.
did it.
Yeah, so
But
Eddie's kind of a rotund fellow. He's a bit blubbery, if I
yeah,
may say so. So his, goal to, uh, beat this trap is just to shave off as much excess fat as he can. He's, like, shearing it off with a big knife. And it looks pretty nasty. It looks good. I like it. And he just lumps this big fatty meat onto the scale, and everything's going his way as Simone kind of just paces back and forth and doesn't have the guts to do it. But eventually, she tourniquets ups her arm and
yeah,
takes a big old meat cleaver and just hacks her entire arm off, and at the last second tosses it on the scale. So this poor Eddie son of a gun, who's been just going through it,
yeah.
he dies anyways.
Yeah, Simone was really smart. Your arm is, it weighs a lot more than your guts, at
Mm,
least.
mhm.
Yeah, Eddie wasn't thinking there. But yeah, Simone survived. She doesn't have an arm. Later, you found out she was in the hospital, and Hoffman was there. And there was like this weird. This is this dialogue where like Simone was like, "Man, what did I learn from this? I didn't learn anything."
Yeah,
When
she's like the one red-pilled person in the whole movie. She's like, "This is bullshit."
yeah, and the Hoffman's like, "Oh yeah, you didn't learn anything?" And Simone's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Hoffman is basically like there in front of everyone. He's like, "Yeah, you're welcome." Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, Hoffman is, going local, with his traps.
He's he's
Um,
he's he's going through some stuff.
he's going through some stuff, but, let's go to our main, guy, William's trial. So he is he like the not the head coach, but is he like the
He
supervisor?
he's like the manager or like vice president or whatever it would be of this health insurance agency. He's the big man in charge. He's got a nice office with a comical tank of piranhas in it.
Yeah.
Piranha.
Yeah,
Uh, um,
th that, Jigsaw and his scene, that was pretty good.
yeah, I like that. Um, yeah, no, this is kind of neat because this is one of the only times, maybe not the only time, but if you compare this to the last movie, everyone we were supposed to follow throughout their tests or whatever, um, they just woke up and they were in it.
Yeah.
Here we like get a scene where we see our main guy and we see all the other people that are gonna be in the test with him. Like
Yes.
his number 2 lady, whatever her job is, all the people in, like, the bullpen working together, the janitor, his assistant, his file clerk, they're all in the thing, and we kinda see them all for a second.
Yeah.
And they're kinda not so subtly being bad people, like, with smiles on their faces. Like, he he's like, I don't remember, he said something scummy. They were him and his number 2 lady were, like, talking like, "Ha ha ha, yeah, we'll just do this kinda weird thing." And all the people in the bullpen working together, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna find a reason not to give these people health insurance." It's just like, yeah, alright. Put him
Yeah,
put him in the
they're
put him in the trap.
yeah, they're all scummy people. Before before the trial happened, there was this guy who came in basically saying, "Yeah, I'm not covered," and basically sending me to a death sentence. How could you?
Yeah,
Um,
the exact thing that because he shows up and he's like, "I've been diagnosed with, like, heart disease, heart failure.
yeah,
I need coverage so I can have heart surgery to save my life."
yeah,
And it's not just like, "Oh, we can't cover you for" the reason they won't cover him is because, like, 20 years ago, he had his tonsils removed,
hmm
and the guy our main guy is like, "Yeah, well, you know, surgery on your tonsils and your gums, like, can lead to scarring, and scarring can lead to gum disease, and gum disease leads to heart failure, so we can't cover you." And it's just like he even says, like, "You're sentencing me to die."
yeah. It's like a political answer, He's like, I'm trying to help you, but there's things I can't help you with.
That's
So
real life, man.
yeah, it's pretty much real life.
Not to get on a tangent, but I cannot remember the last time I went to a doctor's office and my insurance actually covered me.
Well, shout
It
out to those
big
people who cannot afford health insurance. Hopefully, they get health insurance.
Yeah,
Um,
it's rough out there, man.
yeah, hopefully there's free healthcare out there. Eventually, that'll happen.
Uh, All right.
But yeah, so let's go into the trial now. So William's trial, pretty much he got to save all of his people in his trial, and they're all in their traps. The
You know,
first trap, yeah.
before he actually gets to where his trial is, um, we see
Oh,
him at his
yeah.
office at nighttime,
Yes, yes.
and it's great because he immediately gets like this sense like something's up, someone's here, something bad's happening. Pulls out a gun. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, this guy's gonna get it handled. He's not gonna get kidnapped. There's no way. The movie's gonna end here. And someone like rounds the corner and he just fires off a shot into him. And then he's like, oh shit, he just shot the security guard. Security guard
Great.
is down. And I don't that guy might have died. I don't know.
I think he
But
died.
but then someone, probably Hoffman, in the pig mask gets him.
Yes. Uh, his first um trial or trap, is it the janitor, right?
Mhm.
The trap is called the oxygen crasher or crusher. Uh,
Oxygen crusher.
crusher. So pretty much the janitor is hooked up with the oxygen tank, and there's like two big stones that's on the sides, I guess.
Yeah, they look like cement blocks,
Yeah.
um, on, like, a hydraulic press, and what the jigsaw tape says is, because obviously everything that we're gonna do throughout, this series of tests is it's all about, like, choosing who lives and who dies, and, like, helping people. Because his job is to not help people, and
Yeah.
and then this one specifically, like, illustrates a health issue because the gimmick is you have to hold your breath, and, whoever breathes, um,
More.
like, every time you breathe, the hydraulic press, like, crushes you more, and only one of you can survive. uh, Out of the 2, and it's our main guy who's just, a guy, and then the other guy is this old man who, like, smokes,
He's a smoker.
like, what the jigsaw tape says is he's like, "Oh, this guy's I put him here because, he was diagnosed with, like, a lung illness, but he decides to smoke anyways, so he clearly doesn't care about his own life, so I'm putting him in the test."
Yeah.
And it's kind of cheating if you think about it because it's that thing like Hoffman, or I guess when Jigsaw drew up the plans for this, right?
Hmm.
Um, uh, this whole thing only works if our guy, what's his name?
William.
William. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
only works if William makes it out of this first room. So he's like, well, who can I put him up against? Who's not gonna win? This old guy that smokes. He can't hold his breath.
No.
'Cause imagine if this janitor won, and then he had to go through and make all these decisions for all these tapes that have William's name on them. That'd be embarrassing. But
Very.
luckily, the game was kinda rigged against him. So, this kinda tense bit where I do like how William immediately he yells to the other guy, he's like, "Hold your breath, don't breathe." Like, it's naive to think they can both get out of there, but he's not actually evil. He's not like, "Oh, I'm gonna survive this, and you have to die
No.
so I can get out, you MFer." Like, he's not that. He's like, "Oh, we're in a bad situation. Yeah, my job is I'm kind of a dick, but I don't want people to die." So I like that.
Yeah, he's not like an evil person. But I think he's trying to do the most of it. Like trying to help.
Yeah,
Uh,
he spends his time in these tests, like, actively trying to save as many people as he can. He is No Jeff.
No, Jeff, no. Yeah, we're all kind of like William in the sense where like we're trying to help who's suffering. But yeah, he does have a job where he doesn't allow like coverage for insurance, but I think at the end he's still a good person. You think or no?
He's something at the end. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's more like in a gray area. Um,
Yeah, he's definitely in some kind of area. We'll talk about it.
but yeah, so the janitor got crushed through his stomach, and he died.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Uh,
the next, yeah,
two important things to note about this part is once William is out of his device, he quickly realizes that there's a huge like stitch scar on his like side of his
oh yes, yes,
abdomen, and it's kind of a oh god, what the hell is that? But we don't find
yeah.
out yet. And also, there are two people that have also been kidnapped that are watching this on a television from a little
Yes,
cage.
yes. So there's one woman. We don't know who she is. Oh, do we know who she is now or no?
It's it is implied because the running thing that happens a lot. William is told like you need to get through this to find and save your family, and then we cut to these people. So the movie implies
Yeah,
that this lady and Roderick Rules is his family, but whenever a Saw movie implies something, it's trying to trick you. So I think I think people could be wise to it at this point. But the way it subverts that later, it's pretty good, I think.
I think that's good. Yeah. So there's like three people. Oh, one person trapped in one cage, and two people, a mom and son, is trapped in another cage.
Yeah, the other person that has been trapped is a reporter lady who um we've actually seen. She was in the last movie
Yeah,
at a press conference. Um, so she carries over to this one, so that's kind of neat. And
yeah.
at first, she's not there. She shows up like halfway through because we see her get kidnapped while this is all happening.
To the elevator, right?
Yeah, she gets in the elevator, then the elevator doesn't work. She gets out and is immediately kidnapped.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta be careful when we go outside because people always can get kidnapped.
Especially in this city.
Yeah, it's so easy to get kidnapped.
Be honest, Abrar. Have you ever called out sick from work and you weren't sick?
I did one time.
You're going in the trap.
No,
You
I need justice for that guy. He does not deserve that.
you're going in the trap.
Oh man, the next William goes into the next trap, and it's called the gallows. It's between an old woman who has a family and kids, and a a I'll say this. He's an Indian man.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Just kidding.
no, he's pretty much like me, Indian descent, young guy in his 20s, and they're being, I guess, hanged right now, right?
Yeah, they've have, like, a noose, of
Noose, yeah.
barbed wire wrapped around their necks,
Yes.
and they're on these tiny
Ouch.
little platforms. Something that's cool to note, um, and part of I think what gives this movie a little bit extra charm in my eyes,
Mhm.
is so many of these movies, like Saw 3, Jeff, he's going through just like a warehouse, like a metalworks, like, factory
Yeah.
or whatever it was supposed to be because they also had a freezer in it. I don't know. Um, and this movie isn't just a warehouse or like a dank whatever. It is pretty dank, but it's specifically an abandoned zoo.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many places like this part that he comes to where these two people are like like have barbed wire around their necks. It's like an aquarium or a terrarium that they're behind glass and there's cages all over, like different things. Like he's walking through a reptile house, and it's all there's no animals. It's completely abandoned, but you can tell what everything is supposed to be, and I think it's really neat, kind of like a little change of pace, kind of, and it really adds to a fun running joke that I feel about this series. How many goddamn places are abandoned in this city?
Man, this
There's so
this
many. There's houses and zoos and factories
yeah.
and farms, and they're all the old abandoned, shut down. No one's been there in 20 years, and it's just like, dude, this is no wonder Jigsaw loves it here. This is like a playground. He can just set up wherever he wants. Imagine if Gotham City was. I mean, Gotham City is kind of like this.
Kinda,
Like
yeah.
all these bad guys are always setting up in some abandoned whatever, but at least that city has the excuse of being, like, torn apart by crime for 50 years. This is just everything was fine until John just started jigsawing people.
Yeah. I don't think they never mention a city or a state in the
Um,
franchise,
no, I think
or at
like
least, like, from now.
I think in Spiral, they refer to it as, like, some sort of
Like
metropolitan
Louisiana.
area. They say something. I don't remember, but it's safe to assume that this is not a real unless it's Chicago.
Oh. I think Sparrow took I think it's in either Chicago or Louisiana, but I think that's completely different from what we've been watching.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh, it's like a whole different thing. But yeah, so we got this old lady. What's her name? We got Addie. Is that her name? It's like
Yeah,
a grandma, and then we got the Indian guy's name is Alan. So I don't think that's right.
that doesn't
But
seem right to me. In my experience, it doesn't sound correct. But
but yeah, pretty much, William has an option to save one
yeah.
of them. You got two levers. If you picked, I think you picked one lever, the other person will be hanged with the barbed wire noose.
Yeah, and the point that Jigsaw is trying to illustrate here is Addie is older. She's like in her 60s and she has some health issues, but
Yeah,
she has a family. She has like kids and grandkids, people that like need her.
yeah,
And Alan, very depressingly, is illustrated like he's got no one, and if you killed him right now, no one would even know. And
that's
it's
messed
like,
up,
oh
man.
God, Alan.
Yeah, that's just messed up. Uh, yeah. I mean, he could have a family. He could do something with his life.
Nope,
I guess not.
nope.
But yeah, eventually, William was panicking, and he's like, "You know what? I'll save the grandmother." And then
Yeah,
you see Alan being hanged, and like I think he hit the wall, right? He hit the glass.
yeah. He first once he's well. First, I'll describe. I really like the way that it was set up from William's point of view because he walks up the glass and there's like a little sign that says like take these like handles. And
Yeah,
at first he's like, "Oh, fuck that. I'm not doing that." But then there's like a reason he's like, "Okay, I have to." So he takes the handles and then it becomes clear that like he's holding the weight of something and if he lets go of one or both of the handles something will happen. Um and then that's when the lights come on and he sees the two people and the trap is explained to him. And and uh and we're reminded not only because we've seen these people before, but because Jigsaw says so that these are people that he knows. These are people that he works with. These are
yeah,
people that work for him. So, and he's holding the weight in his actual hands.
yeah,
It's to the point where when he does decide to save Addie, it's not so much that he like flips a lever and just like chooses Alan to die. He has to let go of Alan,
yeah,
which adds a bit of tragedy to it, I think. Like, I'm not gonna try to read too much into it. It's just Saw 6. but I think visually, I like the way it kind of works.
Yeah, it's a tough decision for him.
And once he lets go too, because they're gagged, they have
Yeah.
like gags in their mouth. Once he lets go and it's clear that he saved the old lady, Alan is just like, "Oh, you son of a," and then yeah, he swings across the room,
Yeah.
and blood sprays out of his neck because it's razor wire.
Yeah, if you're William, what would you do?
In that situation where like I'm already holding two people's lives in my hand,
Yeah,
and uh and then they explain like this one's got a family, this one don't.
yeah,
Sorry, Alan.
damn.
Same thing.
You do you think the glass was soundproof? Because I don't know if William was like hearing what they were saying.
He was definitely not hearing because they were gagged, so he's definitely not like picking up anything that they were saying. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think it was soundproof though.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. However soundproof a zoo would make glass for a snake. Harry
Uh,
Potter talked to that snake, right? So it can't
he
be that
did.
soundproof.
That is true. That's true.
You
And
know what?
what did?
What I love about this part though is after he saves the lady, and then he's
Mhm.
like, "I gotta keep going. I gotta go do other stuff.
Yeah.
Find your way out." She's on this little platform, like she's not getting down.
No. Yeah. Hopefully she got out.
Yeah, I think she did.
Yeah. But yeah, so William is killed Alan, not killed Alan, but he picked Addie,
Yeah.
and the next trap is
Which
the
which
yeah,
means which means William has officially saved somebody.
he did, yes,
Saved someone
for,
that wasn't himself.
for the first time.
Yeah, so is that the first time in the entire series? Not that someone's made it through or but like so like saved another person. No, I guess Rig we're not going to count the lady from the hair trap. But like
No,
Rig the lady that was like stabbed to her abusive husband,
yeah, yeah,
he kind of like helped her. I mean, it wasn't his test. So, I don't know if that really
uh,
counts.
not really. If
Kind of a
someone
big
like
gray area.
yeah, when it comes to like someone saving someone, I think this is the first one, unless you don't count that. If you count like Amanda as the first like survival person. Um, or no, I can't even say that right now.
I don't know. It
But
it
yeah.
it is tough, I'll admit. It's tough to give William a lot of credit for who he saves in this movie because
Mhm.
it really this one in particular for him, it just came down to making a choice, which granted, it's really tough, but you're also faced with, well, if you don't make a choice, then they're both gonna die. So he just really he saved one by letting another die, so it's I don't know.
If I was William, I would just let both things go. I can't pick.
Oh no, Abrar. That's racist.
Alan is Indian. I don't know. Uh, the next trap is the steam maze.
Yeah, this one's pretty good.
This was good. Pretty much this girl or the coworker, she's in this maze, and there's like some steam, like really hot steam, between these the mazes, and then believe William is trying to save her by, or like, did he
He
put like, what do you do?
he has to help her navigate through the maze
Yeah,
that's blasting like scalding steam, and every once in a while she'll reach a dead end with nothing but steam in the way, but he has a way to uh like turn the steam off on her end, but what that does is it blasts the scalding steam onto
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah,
So as
yeah.
long as he can endure that pain, she can get through, and it leads to them both getting burned pretty bad at certain points. Like there's a part that kind of like he's holding it as long as he can and she's like crawling through. And it's not even that thing where like I feel like in other Saw movies where you'd be in a situation where he's getting scalded by the steam and like she's going really slow. It's like, no, go faster. I'm dying here for you. But no, she's keeping up the pace as best she can. Um, and uh,
She made it at the end of the maze.
she did
But
make
there's
it
like a
through.
little.
She made it through the maze, but she had this device on her that was going to what did it do?
I think like it was like a shotgun, right? Type of like device where like it shoots her like head or
Is
like
that
her
what it
body at
was?
least.
I don't remember. I watched this movie too long ago.
Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it's been a while. Sorry, guys, if you guys are listening. It's been a while, but let me look at it again, and I'll tell you. But go ahead, Skylar. You just go and give me some filler time here.
All right. Well, what I'll say while Abrar's looking up this part is, I was gonna describe the part where he's holding off the steam. It's blasting him like on the shoulder, and it's like burning the crap out of him. And she's like crawling through, but then he like lets go, like has to give up. He's burned so bad, but then she's like stuck right where all the steam is getting her. Oh man,
Yeah,
it's kind of scary, man.
it is.
Um,
Yeah.
eventually, oh yeah, go for it.
Oh yeah, pretty much she has. Oh God, I'm looking at it right now. So she has like a timer. If she doesn't make it to the timer, pretty much the device. She I'm looking at it right now. She's pretty much it, it's like it's like a shotgun. It's like bullets to her face, pretty
Oh,
much.
I found it here on the. It's a spear gun.
Beer gun. Yes, that's what it looks like.
Aha,
Um,
we found it.
ouch. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, she got speared to her neck, to her head, since the timer went out. And the reason why that happened is because the key to find the key to unlock her trap is in William's stomach, where you mentioned before it
Mm,
was sewed in.
yeah.
So
So he gets her through the entire maze, and at the end of the maze, she finds like pictures that basically say the key is in William. Her reaction right out of the gate is to pick up like a saw and be like, "I gotta kill you to get the key." And he's just like, "I just helped you through all of that. Hang on."
yeah,
But no, she's coming at him with that saw, and man, to his credit, so right off the bat, he gets credit for me, just for getting her through the maze. But then, even at the point where she's swinging a saw around trying to kill him, he's yelling like, "Wait, I can still get the key." He's willing to like dig his grubby little fingers into that like stitched up area on his side.
yeah,
He would have done it if there was more time, but there wasn't more time.
no,
Um,
uh,
so she's out.
he's completely. She got knocked out. Um, but yeah, shout out to what's her name, Debbie. Shout out to Debbie.
Debbie.
Uh, yeah. So now he is going to the second to last trap here, and it's all of his other coworkers. It's about
Mhm.
one, two, three, four, five. Wait, yeah, six.
There's 6.
Yeah.
It's all the people from the bullpen that I was talking about earlier,
Yes.
and they're all chained to a
Carousel.
yeah, like a playground, roundabout, or
Yeah. This.
the merry-go-round, as some people call it.
Oh, but yeah, this trap is called the shotgun carousel. Pretty much,
Mhm.
William got to pick 2 out of the 6
Yeah,
to be alive.
he can save 2 out of the 6 people from getting shot with a shotgun, at point blank range,
Yeah, right in his
and
chest.
and, uh, the way he would do it is he, like, has to, like, press down on a button, and then the device, like, it stabs into his hand real bad, but then
Yeah.
it, like, raises the shotgun so that it just fires off into the ceiling rather than into somebody's chest.
Yeah.
Uh, and it comes down to that, like, "Oh, these people get to choose who live or dies? Well, now you choose which of them live and die."
Yeah.
Uh,
as people were getting killed, every coworker is like, this person, he was doing bad things. He's trying to get your job. They're trying to like, blackmail
Yeah,
each other.
they start throwing out all this kind of stuff, and it really is impossible to tell who's just lying.
Yeah,
Like one of the girls in a panic, because I think he's like one person dies because he can't make up the decision of like who to save. So like the first person to end up on the chopping block, he gets shot.
yeah,
Uh, the second person is a girl, and he's just like, okay, I got to save someone. So he steps up to the plate and saves her. Everyone who's like going around on the carousel, they're all like swearing at each other and throwing out whatever they can. Like, I'm your friend. I've always been your friend. I'm your best worker. I work hard. This motherfucker, he cheats on his taxes and he's stealing from the company. This guy's stealing from the company, and this lady, she doesn't even like you. And they're all saying all whatever they can think of, and it's just like who's lying, who's telling the truth, who does anyone deserve to get out of here? One lady just shouts out, she's like, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. You have to save me because I'm pregnant. And everyone's like, no, she is not. She's not
yeah,
pregnant. And it's like it's yeah.
yeah. It's Pangenor
Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. Yes. Um, and of course our guy Eddie's in there too.
Oh, Eddie Winslow.
Eddie Winslow.
Eddie Winslow does not make it.
He did not make it. Yeah, all except two
Yeah.
women made it. Uh,
One
but the
one
final guy, do you remember what he
oh,
said?
it's my favorite part. Uh, one by one, all these people are dying except for the one that he saved. It comes down to the final two, and it's just like decide which one do you save. He chose the cute girl. I understand.
Yeah.
And so the last guy, the sixth guy, who can now no longer be saved, he's just like, "You." His quote is, "You motherfucker! I worked for you. I did all this for you. Everything for you." Just letting it all come, and William just standing there like crying, basically, because he doesn't want to be part of this. He's like, "I did everything. You know what? You're a son of a bitch." Letting him have it.
And he's like,
Oh,
"Eh, look at me when I
oh,
die."
that's so. He turns into the Joker. He's
Yeah.
like, "You look at me when you're killing me. You look at me."
He kind of looks like Matt Damon and his clone.
I do not
These
know what you mean by that.
okay, you know how Matt Damon looks like, right?
I'm familiar with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, and then the Matt Damon look like the guy from Breaking Bad,
Jesse Plemons?
Jesse Plemons. Yes, that's the name. Jesse Plemons and Matt Damon. If they were mixed together, they look like this guy.
Okay.
You don't see it?
No.
Oh, maybe he looks like Conan O'Brien. I don't know.
Bro,
But yeah,
you have face blindness. Everyone who knows you has to know that you.
I mean
I'm looking at a picture of this guy right now.
yeah.
No, he looks like none of those people you just listed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Ricky Gervais was in the last movie. That's a fact.
I need this series to end. I can't do this anymore.
But yeah, he saved the two women coworkers, and his hand is also crushed. By the way,
Oh yeah, he's been stabbed through the hand. Interestingly enough, the one woman he didn't save was the one who claimed to be pregnant. So something to
yeah,
think about.
that is something to think about. If she was lying or not, we would never know. Um,
I think we'll just say she was lying, and we can all sleep better at night.
yes, I agree with you. But yes, the final thing now, it's the acid room. So as we mentioned, we got the reporter on the left cage, and then you got the mom and son on one cage.
Mhm.
On the mom and son cage, they have a lever. It says either you live or you die, and they have a
Yeah,
timer. I believe it's like an hour or so.
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's the timer was ticking down the whole thing. It's the same timer for William, and yeah, the lever says live or die. And not only that, they they can tell there's like pipes and like barrels that say hydrofluoric acid on it,
yeah.
and there's like sprinkler systems above them. Like they very clearly see all this, and they have this lever that says live or die with the timer, and I mean the immediate assumption that the conclusion you draw is that the acid is rigged up to the sprinkler system, and you just got this timer with this lever. Abrar, what would you do in the situation?
So I'm an overthinker. So I'll put the lever to die.
That's that is the logic that can only be made by a Jets fan.
Oh yeah. For those who are listening, I am originally from New York, and I'm a New York Jets fan. And I historically they're not a good team, but yeah. But don't put this in here. Come on.
You
But
put
don't
it.
worry. This season they're doing good. So there's that. Right now we're living. We're not dying. We're living right now.
We're gonna call 3-3 good, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I would call it okay. I would
It's
call
better
it
than.
not bad.
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so we got Roderick Rules. He was talking to his mom. He's saying like, "What do you want to do?" And she's like, "It's like 5 minutes left, or like it was like 1 minute left." And they're like, "Just do what you want to do, man." Uh,
He like you pulled it to die, didn't he?
he did.
And then nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Which
Nothing
is lucky
happened.
for them because you don't want to be in a situation where hydrofluoric acid is raining down upon you and your mom.
No, that's a terrible sight to see.
Luckily that's not what happened.
No.
So I guess they were like, "Oh, I guess it's not time yet." But William makes it to the last room where he ends up between the two cages that have Roderick Rules and the mom, and then the reporter lady. And this is where we learn that the reporter lady is the family that William was trying to make it to. That's his sister.
Yes.
And well, then what are Roderick Rules and the mom doing here? Well, they are the family of the man we mentioned earlier with heart disease that was denied coverage, who at the time I did not mention was played by the guy who voices Superman in the Justice League cartoon.
Yes. That is pretty cool, actually.
George Newbern. He voices Superman in Justice League Unlimited, and he also voices Superman in the Injustice video games.
That is pretty cool. I did not know that, but well, he died. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, the Roger Rules and the mom, they they realized that like, hey, that's the guy who denied us
Oh yeah, they're really mad about it.
or piss.
They kind of instantly lose their humanity once they see him
Yeah,
because the mom is like because now it's put in their hands. I think someone says like, "Oh, William's like it's not my test. It's their test."
yeah.
Jigsaw tape starts playing for them. It's like, "Hello, whatever your name. Hello, Roderick."
Oh, his name
Uh,
was. I mentioned before. His name was. What is his name? Brett.
Brent, yeah, Brent and the mom, whatever. um, they they're told like this is the guy. Your father's life was in his hands, and he chose not to help. Now his life is in your hands. What do you choose to do? And now we know what the live or die lever does. And the mom is ready to kill him. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you. You killed my husband. I'm gonna kill you." But then she can't do it. Emotionally, she's like, "Oh, I can't kill somebody. I can't."
No,
But Roderick can. He
he
steps
did.
up, and the quote he says is, "You killed my father, motherfucker." That's how he says it.
Yeah, and then the spikes came down and stabbed him.
Man, yeah, so the sprinkler thing was just not even a red herring, it was just a lie. What
Yeah,
happens is this big, like, rigged up thing with all these syringes swing down and stab, uh, William in the torso,
on the
and
back.
yeah, and he just it's like, I don't know. I never put Play-Doh in the microwave, I don't know what would happen, but I assume it's something
Yeah,
like this. It
yeah,
it
it was look gnarly.
it's nasty. It's not maybe it's not the most realistic looking thing. It doesn't,
It's like
it
his
doesn't
it was melting.
it
It's
doesn't
like his body was
trigger
melting.
yeah, it doesn't trigger I mean, I guess because it's so extreme, it doesn't trigger any kind of reaction where I can feel it, like we've talked about, uh, when in the last movie when Strom's, like, his bone popped out of his arm, or in Saw 3 and the guy had, like, the chains in his Achilles and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Or famously, Donnie Wahlberg's foot.
Oh god.
Uh, um, yeah. So this is so over the top and so gross and so goopy that like, you don't even empathetically feel the pain anymore. You feel, like,
Yeah.
the distress and, like, the emotional agony, I guess, that comes from him, but that's really it. So, it really just he becomes that guy that falls in the toxic waste in RoboCop?
Yeah.
That's kinda what happens to him a little bit. He
Yeah,
just
I can see that.
kinda melts and splashes all over the floor.
Yeah,
All while
his
his sister
body.
screams right next to him too.
Yeah, that was painful for her to watch. But yeah,
It's a
that's what
it's a
Roger.
it's a bitter ending to swallow too, because like I said, this guy is no Jeff. You spend the
No,
movie rooting for him to save people. He does save a few people, and most importantly, by the time he gets to the end, like, at least I feel like he learned the lesson
he did,
Jigsaw was trying to teach him.
which is
He
good.
he was like, You're right." I mean, he never said it, but you could tell by his face, his remorse, just the guy's acting. This guy's pretty good as far
Yeah, he's
as
pretty
a
good.
Saw movie goes. Um,
Probably
uh,
the best one, I think.
yeah, I think, that's fair to say. But he's very much, like, I feel on board with the idea where he knows he was a dickhead, and he's learned his lesson, and right at the finish line, Roderick rules, man.
Roger rules.
He turned him into soup.
But yeah, once let's piggyback. Once Roderick picked that choice, let's go back to was going on with Jill
Ooh.
and Hoffman. As soon he put that lever down, the timer on the reverse bear trap that Jill put on Hoffman start to begin.
That's so funny, bro, because you actually stopped me before I said that she pulled out a reverse bear trap.
Yes, that's why I was like, hold on. Um,
Uh,
uh,
y so, yeah, so what was in the box was a reverse bear trap, and, she tased him, put him on the chair, put the reverse bear trap on she hit him with the good old fashioned game over,
she did.
but he said, "I don't think so,
Uh-uh.
dumb lady." Um, he escaped the reverse bear trap pretty clever.
Yeah, there's like a guardrail, like a jail
Yeah,
guard thing.
metal bars on a glass window to the door to that room. So
Yeah,
he once he gets out of the chair, he smashes the front part, the mouth part of the reverse bear trap through those metal bars, and the bear trap goes off, uh, to the point where it's, like, starting to rip his jaw open,
Yeah.
But he like tears himself out of it. The final shot of the movie is like Hoffman with half of his like cheek falling off of his face because he's just pulled his way out of the reverse bear trap. Which this is the part where I realized in rewatching the series that potentially the most iconic device in the entire series, to
Yeah.
this point, we've never seen work.
Yeah, at this point, we haven't seen it work.
And
Two people, uh, like, survived from it.
yeah. Uh, and spoilers, eventually when we do see it work,
Oh, man.
it's it it's for one very particular reason, it's quite a letdown.
Uh,
We'll
yeah, we'll
talk
talk
about it.
about that. We'll
We'll
talk about
talk
it.
about it.
Yeah, as you mentioned, when he was trying to get out of the chair, he was, like, hitting the he had the bear trap on his face, and he was trying to hit
Mhm.
he was hitting his hand. I think he
Yeah,
was trying to
that's
break his
that's
hand.
how that's how he broke his hand, and that's how he escaped from the big tie to the chair.
Yeah. Yeah, as you mentioned, half of his face falling out, or half of his mouth falling out. He's like screaming, and then that's the end for this movie. Uh, yeah. What's your thoughts now after rewatching it?
I like this one. This one is probably so I think we're at the point where we all know that Saw 1 is the best one and probably isn't gonna be beat in
Yeah,
quality.
I agree.
Um, but if I had to pick one after Saw 1, Saw 6 would probably be my favorite to rewatch.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
just think
yeah,
it's a good one.
yeah. Same here. I did really like this one. Because it has that realism into it,
Yeah.
which is always good for anything. And yeah, the when it comes to the traps, I feel like this one balanced it. There's like in other movies, there's like more traps and then story, and then more story and then traps. I feel
Mhm.
like this one is like right in the middle, right? That's a good balance.
Yeah. I
Um,
give this one 3.5 stars.
wow, really? Not like a 5 out of 5?
No, movies that a movie's gotta be, like, next level to be 5 out of 5.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Uh,
like, not to sound snobby, this is gonna sound snobby no matter what I say, but
or,
if I were to pick a horror movie that's 5 out of 5, it'd be The Shining. That's not a new take, that's not a bold take.
ooh,
Jaws is a 5 out of 5. Going
okay,
outside of the horror, like, Into the Spider-Verse is a 5 out of 5.
okay,
Um
okay.
Saw 6, I don't think you'll fight me when I say that Saw 6 is not on the level of Into the Spider-Verse or The Dark Knight or, you know, Jaws.
Uh, I mean, it is different, when it comes to horror. Usually a lot of horror films are like the ending is like not good, but the buildup was
Mhm.
pretty good.
Psycho.
Um,
Psycho's a 5 out of 5.
okay, that's good. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give this. It is not 5 out of 5, but I'll give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
Mhm, mhm.
Because we've been seeing the same stuff, and it's just a 6-1. That's why it's like a point. That's why I gave like a half a point
Yeah, I got you.
5.
I
But
get
yeah,
you.
yeah, but it's still great. It's a great film. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Saw 6. We got like what, 3 more movies left?
7, 9 well, if you count 10, it's 4.
Oh yeah, got 4
But
left.
but yeah,
We're almost there.
I'll let the audience in on a little secret. I still haven't seen 10, and I'm getting nervous that I'm not gonna have a way to watch it before we talk about it.
I'm sure there's still show times right now in some theaters. Because it came out September 29th. Right now we're recording on October 15th
Oh,
slash
oh,
16th.
heads up. This says that Saw X will be released digitally online on October 20th. I got it.
What?
We're
That's so
good.
quick.
That's just how it is now, man. That's just
Oh
what they
man.
do.
You know
Is
the new
that's
actresses, it came out like the 6th, and it's just being released like on digital like today.
Well,
It literally came out 2 weeks ago.
that's for a different reason. You know
Oh
why?
yeah, it's not good.
Because that movie's very bad and no one's going to see it.
I saw it. It's nothing new,
You
but yeah, I
see
do agree.
everything. That doesn't count.
But yeah, I do agree with that. But I never. That's unheard of. I think it's 10 years ago. When the movie came out, wait 6 months, and you get the DVD release. That's
Yeah,
how it is.
well, what it is now, and it's the entire reason that Saw X didn't come out on Halloween. It came out, like you said, at the end of September. So they give it like basically a month in theaters, and then they put it on streaming so that people stream it on Halloween. That's their goal.
I
That's
guess.
that's the same reason why the Haunted Mansion movie that came out this year. That's another thing
Yeah.
that you'd think that'd be a Halloween release, but it came out in like July, so
Oh
that
man.
it
Yeah.
just showed up on Disney Plus. Which, by the way, I watched it. It sucks.
It does.
The hell?
The only part I liked in that movie was what's her face or what's his face? Owen Wilson. I liked him in it.
Out of all the people in that movie, you chose Owen Wilson as the best part.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean, I
so.
don't mind Owen Wilson. I like him, but he didn't really do much in that movie.
Uh,
No one
I
did
liked
much in
it.
that movie. What am I talking
No
about?
one.
That movie's bad.
There's one scene of Owen Wilson saying like, "You turn around. You kind of look scary." I
Oh, and
like
then the
that
guy
part.
turns around. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, if
Um.
you're gonna watch a Haunted Mansion movie, watch the Eddie Murphy one.
Yeah, the 2003
You know what?
release.
The
Eddie
critics are
Murphy.
really hard on that movie. It's got bad reviews. I'm here to tell you those critics are wrong.
You know what? I never watched How to Mention. I'll watch it. The
You've never seen
original.
it with Eddie
I've
Murphy?
seen I've seen bits and pieces when it was on like Disney, on the Disney Channel.
You're
But yeah.
letting me down now. This is way worse than not watching Rush Hour.
Oh, damn it. You're right. But yeah, let's wrap up this episode.
Right.
But yeah, where can the audience can find you, man?
You can find me chilling in my house watching the 2003 The Haunted Mansion starring Eddie Murphy, Terrence Stamp. Um, it's a fun movie. I like it.
I like that too. Well, you can follow me on Instagram if you want. It's on @BrownBoyWonders. But this podcast is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Uh, it's of course the Brown Boy. Is it? Do I put the Brown Boy or is it this Brown? Oh yeah, it's Brown Boy Wonders. I should
Dude,
know my own title.
I don't know. That's not up to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can find me on what I just said. And yeah. Do you want to do any countdowns for this?
Yeah. Yeah, do a
What do you
countdown.
want to do? No, you
Uh,
have anything in mind?
well, no, we'll just do the play a game one. I'll actually do it this time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. On a count of three, we'll say, "Do you want to play a game?"
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Do you
Runner.
want? Oh.
Bing bang.